To Java Express channel. Today we are going to discuss virtual private cloud in AWS. In previous section we saw like how to create EC2 instance in AWS. In previously we created an EC2 instance. So if you create an EC2 instance, if you want to delete a EC2 instance, just click on the running instances. I hope everyone practice it to create EC2 instance. And if you want to delete, here there is no direct like a delete option. Instead of the delete option they given, if you click on the actions, click instant state, we have start, stop and stop, hibernate, reboot and terminate. If you click on the terminate, machine will be deleted automatically after some time. So if you click on terminate, it will be deleted after some time. Okay, if you reboot, system will be reboot again. If you stop, the state will be a stop. They won't charge anything. Even free tier access also, how much time you use, that much time it will be calculated per month. 750 hours you can use EC2 instant machine. Okay, while creating EC2 instance, let me show you. Just quickly I'm clicking an AMI Amazon Linux 2. I'm click start button. Just these things already explained in my previous section. Just click configure instance details. If you see here, we are using the network, right? When we are saying the network, default will be available like a network and availability zones and auto assign IP. That means this VPC is a default VPC. Okay, if you want to create your VPC, okay, how to create VPC. Okay, before creating the VPC we need to discuss few more things, some fundamentals. Okay, why VPC we need to create in AWS, in that way we can think. Okay, before going to discuss VPC, you need to understand about regions and locations. Okay, everyone knows regions and availability zone. I can make it as a shortcut as agent. Okay, I make agent. Okay, if you see here, click on the services, we have a let me open AWS website, AWS locations, and click on global infrastructure, regions and agents. If you see here, we have a North America, South America, Europe and Asia Pacific. Okay, depend on the map. Here we have lot of regions and availability zones. If you observe here, in every region we have minimum 2 availability zones. If you think US East is 3 and this is 3. Why? Because if one data center is fail, one more data center will be work. Your application won't crash or your application won't lost anything. Okay, so due to that, minimum 2 availability zones will be there. When I say availability zone, means a data center. Okay, now if you take this one, US East, we will in this section I will explain some example of like Northern Virginia region. So why? Because we have 6 availability zones. I will explain in this section how this availability zones, how the why VPC is required, I will explain. Just I will show you some pictures how data center will be there. Just you can Google and type North Virginia data center. If you click on images, see here, this is one data center in North Virginia. When I say in the region we have 6 availability zones, that means in one place one data center, maybe in another place around maybe 50 kilometers or 30 kilometers in the distance, one more data center. If you say here number of buildings are there, right, these related to one data center. If you click in another picture, these are all like Amazon data centers. Okay, if you see here how it is interconnected, how the buildings, these are all like a data center sample pictures. Okay, now you know, if I say North Virginia as one region, 6 availability zones, where are they? Okay, names if you want to know, just quickly go for AWS console, select here your region. If you see, when I say region, the name indicates US East 1. Okay, if you see in the URL also, when you click North Virginia, the region equal to US East 1. Okay, under here we have 6 data centers. Okay, when I say region is North VIRGINI, okay, some name Virginia, this is what US East 1. Okay, this is my region. How many availability zones I have? I have 6 availability zones. What are the names? If you want to know the availability names, when you click, just click on EC2 instance. If you see here, this is my region, this is my status, US East 1 your region, and these are all the availability zones. That means 6 data centers are available in this region. I will take this example and I will explain. Okay, this is US East 1, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E and 1F, 6, 7. Please remind this point, region and availability zone. Now I will show you in the diagrammatic way exactly where the VPC come to the picture. Okay, if you want to check in different region, if you click on the suppose Mumbai region, let me click Mumbai region. See, if you say Mumbai region AP-South-1, AP is nothing but not Andhra Pradesh. Okay, click on here. If you see here, if I take the Mumbai region, I have 3 availability zones. The names, it look like 1A, 1B and 1C in this way. Okay, just I am going back. Now you know each region. I am taking example as US East region. The name indicates US East 1. Okay, assume that this whole rectangle diagram, assume this is a region. Okay, in this region I have 6 availability zones. Okay, AZ, okay, I make it as AZ, like how the AZ 6 availability zone. That means 6 data centers is available in this region. Okay, I am taking 6 data centers. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, each data center we have a name. Okay, what is the name? US East 1A, US East 1B, 1C. Okay, now I made it as a 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F. Now you have a region, now you have availability zones. Now everyone is clear up to now. Okay, now we'll see. If you take any company, they are using the servers, right? Hope, IBM, HCL, Wipro, these are all companies, they have multiple clients. They will deploy their applications in the cloud. Okay, when they deploy the application in the cloud, they need a server, right? Maybe they need an EC2 instance. Okay, assume that assume that we have see Wipro is the company. I'm created a Windows machine in this data center US East 1A here. Okay, in this region I created a this is my Windows machine. Okay, now next there is CTS company, one more company. Company created one more virtual machine in this US East 1A. Please try to understand. When I create a Linux server or Windows server in a availability zone, how the communication will be happen? Okay, by default, when you have a data center, all will be interlinked. If you see here, this is the arrow mark 1 2 3. These are all will be default configuration available given by the AWS. Why? Because if suppose if any disaster happen, if this one it won't work. Okay, suppose this data center is fail, then it will come this data center. Okay, it will use, okay, 99.9% it won't fail anything. Okay, if by mistake anything, any data center, any disaster happen, then it will use. How it will be know? By using this configuration they made as a default configuration. Okay, now when I talk about the virtual private cloud, here two challenges I have. First challenge is, if I created my virtual machine here and here I created one more virtual machine, they can easily communicate with each other, right? This Wipro can store the data about the CTS and CTS can store the data about Wipro, right? There is a security issue is there, like if these two can communicate via this default configuration, right? The where is my security? This is my first challenge. Security is the challenge. Okay, then Wipro said, okay, let it be. One challenge is security. Now whenever if you allocate a machine, you will get an IP address, right? Even if you want to check in your system, go and check IP config in the command prompt, you will get an IPv4 address. Okay, so even if you allocate an EC2 instance, I will show you here. When I click any EC2 instance, I have one public VP. This is a public VP and there is a private also I have. Okay, like that, if you any machine if you allocate in a data center, AWS will give you one IP address. Either okay, you want to need your own IP, you want to customize your IP, then you can allocate some IP address. Okay, you can say 10.0.1 dot something you want to give. But CTS also say, okay, I also need the same IP, then the conflict will come. Okay, then IP address problem will come. But I can give only one, either Wipro, either can CTS, both I can't give, right? This is one more issue. Now we saw two issues. Okay, these are my challenges. First challenge is my security. Second challenge is IP address. Okay, maybe Wipro say I need this IP, like I want 16.20.1.100. Even one more company CTS also requires, he said 16.20.1.0, but I can't provide same IP for both machines, right? So these two are my challenges. How I can resolve this one? Now VPC will come to the picture. Okay, let me delete this part, just a minute. Okay, now VPC means user, whenever they are using AWS resources in the virtual network, they can use. If they want to use your AWS resources, you need a virtual network, the region specific, not like data zone specific, like not data center specific. User can customize their own virtual network. Okay, through they can provide the security, they can provide like IP address customization. Now see this diagram. Now I created one VPC. This is my one VPC. I make it name as a Wipro VPC. Okay, previously what is happened, I don't have any security. When I allocate one VPC specific to one region, if you go for the Mumbai region, you need one VPC. If you go for different region, you need one VPC. Now I am in US East region, right? So I make it name as a Wipro VPC. Okay, next I make it one more as a CTC. Assume that. Okay, this is one VPC virtual private cloud, this is one more VPC virtual private cloud CTS. Now security will be no issues. When I say Wipro has a separate VPC and CTS has a separate VPC, first issue is resolved. There is no security, no one can enter inside my VPC until I give the permission. Okay, now I can provide IP address to my VPC 16.20.0. This is a IP address range. I am giving one range. I can use this many IP addresses. Same IP address I can use for the CTS also. There is no issue at all. Why? Because you created your own virtual network. Inside your network only you can communicate. No other people can't communicate inside your VPC. But maybe you can ask, can't I connect from CTS VPC to Wipro? Yes, but we need to configure based on agreement. Okay, now as of now, assume this is 1, this is 2. Now I can allocate same IP address for the Wipro, same IP address I can allocate to the CTS also. Now there is no problem. Now these two challenges are resolved: security and IP address if you create the VPC. Hope everyone understood up to this part. Now previously we created an EC2 instance. Now I am in which region? And Virginia, right? Now I can select my EC2 instance in this particular region. Assume that you can give either which data center is required. Now assume I want to create 1B, 1C and 1E. Now I created my EC2 instance here, and 3 instances I created. Assume that. Now how these two will be communicate? Please guess this one. Now I have CTC also. CTC also have here one virtual machine, here one virtual machine. If they want, they can also create here also. How many they want? If Wipro need here, they can. But how these two will be a communicate? How these two things will be communicate each other means we have all data centers we have a default configuration. If you see here, like if it want to communicate this data center, it will come here, and here it will communicate in this way. Okay, this VPC want to communicate from here, it will come here, it will come like this. Even the CTS also, if these two want to communicate, these two will be communicate with each other by using a routing. Okay, when you create a VPC, when you create this VPC, default a routing table will be created in order to communicate with your own EC2 instances, not the outside the public. Okay, now let me remove this diagram once. Eraser, just may remove this thing. Okay, now you have your own VPC, CTS have own VPC, I have my virtual machines. Now if you want to communicate from your home as a user, you created instance, but you need to inside, if you want to go inside VPC, you need some communication, right? Like if you take example, in your system you have a laptop, you have a phone, you have a iPhone, like 5 mobiles or 5 laptops you have. If you want to communicate to the internet, you don't have 10 internet connections, right? We have only one router. Through router you are connecting these all devices, right? Like that, each VPC we have one IGW, means internet gateway. It's like a router. Okay, for one VPC, one gateway will be required. If you see here, for this one also one gateway will be required. If you want to allow the traffic through this gateway, you can allow the traffic through this gateway. Okay, but if you want to communicate these two, you don't need any gateway. Through this default configuration I can create. Here you can communicate both each other, but from your system, your IP you don't know, right? Outside the public want to access this Wipro VPC, then they needs to come via this gateway only. Okay, this is your internet. Assume that if you want to allow here, if you want to go allow outside also, inside and outside, you need internet gateway. Okay, this is what this is called a virtual private cloud. You can create your own IP address, you can create your subnets. Let me make some points for you guys. So what all things you can customize? The virtual network, when I say virtual network, you can create. Now till now what all the steps we done? If you see here, we have one VPC, we make it as name as a Wipro VPC. Okay, first step. Then we are providing an IP address range. I will explain this IP address, some concept for your understanding. If you want to know the deep dive, go and check in the YouTube subnetting. Like if you say, if I given the range If I here if you see 1620 0 dot 0 dot by 16, right? Okay, you see, assume that now I want to create 16 dot 20 dot 0 dot 0 by 16. I want to create this range IP address. Okay, for me I given as a Wipro, right? Wipro, I make it as a VPC. Here that means you can create, if this is called a network bit, this is called host bit. Why? Because your whole VPC, if you need 1000 virtual machines, all 1000 machines IP address should start with 16.20 only. These two bits will be a change. Okay, you need to create a subnet. If you see here, the subnets changes will be in this way. We have a concept of if it is a /8 means I can give you in here. Okay, it's not copy. 16.0.0.0/8 we have in this category, and we have 16.20 dot some 1.0 by 24. Here if I give an IP address range, here I can create around if you 0 here indicates means 250 address we will get. You can multiply in this way. This many IP addresses AWS will give us around if you calculate around 16 lakhs some that IP addresses you will get. If you see here, assume that I created my IP address range. These two things why I am giving means, when you create a virtual machine, you are installing so many softwares like app servers, database servers, application servers. So if you want to create database servers, I want to give my range, I want to give my IP address range, I want to provide this range I want to give. Then you can allocate this particular range to your database. Here how many IP addresses? This one will get 250 star into 255. Multiply, you will get around 65,000 IP addresses you can allocate from this IP address range. Assume this is one only 0, it will start by 1, you will get only 255 IP addresses. If you count this one, that many IP addresses AWS will provide you. Some few IP address it will allocate for the network, like that it will be there. Based upon that they will give the range. We can see how many IP addresses they are providing to us. Okay, this is the way we can call, this is the concept we can call as a subnet masking. If you want to know deep dive in this part, go and search in the YouTube, you will get lot of videos. Okay, now we'll come to the picture. First we'll write the few steps now how to create a VPC. Okay, just I'm removing this all part, just I'm creation of VPC in AWS. Now first point, okay, now you need to create a VPC name. It has Wipro VPC. I want to give this name. Okay, Wipro VPC. Next, first step what we done, we created a VPC and make it as a name as a VPC. Okay, next I want to give an IP address range, I want to give in this way. Suppose 16.20.0.0 by 16. When I give this IP address range, I can create 65,000 IP addresses. I can create that many virtual machines in this range. Okay, that is AWS supported. This is the first step we need to start. Next, now we created a VPC. Now you make it as a name, you given the range. Now once this step is done, you need to create the subnets. Okay, subnets in the sense your virtual machines, how many types of virtual machines you want to create. Okay, now I can create a subnets. Okay, and enable every step. I will show you the demo, don't worry. auto assign IPs. Okay, when I say when you create a subnet, either you create a VPC name, you need to enable a DNS names. Okay, it will convert into a name. If you give the IP, AWS will give you automatic an IP if you enable the option. So then I can say one more point, enable DNS names and VPC. Okay, this is the first step, and here also you can enable the IPs. Now you created the subnets. Which type of subnets I want to create? Okay, my requirement came like I want to create some web servers, and I want to create DB servers, and I want to create app servers. These many servers I want to create. Okay, I want to give a range, right? This is my range. Out of this range, I want to allocate some 250 IP addresses to web servers. I can give the range in this way: 16.20.1.0 by 24. When I given how many IP addresses I can allocate for this part, 255 I can allocate. How it will be? Example I will show you. If you say 16 dot, how IP address will allocate 20.1. If you see here, these three, it's like a network. This is your host bit. This IP will be a chain. It will come like a 1 and 60.20.1.2, like that, so on. You will create until 60.20.1.255. This many IPs it will be generate for the your web server. Same way, now it start by 1. Okay, now for the DB servers I want to give him different range. Same range, see, 60.20.2.0 by 24. I'm giving this range. DB servers, everything will start by 2. Okay, and app servers I want to give this range, 24. Okay, are you clear as of now? You want to create the subnets, okay, and DB servers and app servers. Okay, this is creation of subnets. And as I explained, we have 6 availability zones. I said 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F, right? These 6 availability zones where you want to create. Assume here I created 1B and 1C. We'll see, we'll create two systems, 1B and 1C. How both will be communication will be happen from the VM. Okay, how I can do that part, I will explain that part. Okay, now go here. This web servers I want to give where in US East 1B. Okay, DB servers I want to give in US East 1C and US East and 1D. Okay, BCD I am allocating these three zones. Okay, web servers, DB servers and app servers. If you see VPC, it's like a region specific, not like data center or agent specific. Okay, 2 steps we done. Now the third step. Now we need, if you go for the diagram here, we created one internet gateway, IGW, right? So we need to create this gateway and I need to attach to this VPC. Okay, so we'll write the steps, what all things we need to create: internet gateway and attach to VPC. Okay, you already created VPC, right? Once you created the VPC, you need to create and we need to attach. Okay, as of now how many steps we done? 3 steps we done. Next, the fourth step is, when you create the VPC, there is a routing table will be created automatically. By using this routing table, we need to attach these all subnets. Then only the traffic will be allow and deny, both, whatever the actions you perform. Okay, now let me make use default routing table and add subnets to it. Okay, that means when I say add subnets, These all web servers, DB servers, application servers, everything I need to attach this routing table. Okay, this is fourth. Okay, if you created a routing table, maybe you can add this IP address. So maybe you will say I want to connect a VPN through my local, I mean from your system. If you want to communicate in, okay, you are here internet somewhere, user is there, you want to allow to hear inside, you need a communication, right? That routing also you need. One routing will take care by the local, this subnet and this subnet, this instance or this instance want to communicate, one routing will be created by the AWS. But you want to communicate from your system, how you will do that? Okay, that part also we need to configure route towards IGW, means internet gateway. Internet gateway. Okay, this internet gateway you need to attach, so that VM can send the traffic outside the VPC. That means if you enable that step, fifth step, then from here you can communicate inside this VPC. Okay, for that one only we are configuring the router towards internet gateway. Maybe you can write, so that VMs can send the traffic outside VPC. Okay, these steps. Now these are all the steps of the VPC creation in AWS. Now there is one more step. Finally, I will create one virtual machine in 1B and I will create one virtual machine in 1C. Once I created these two virtual machines, how you will communicate, that communication we will check. Then we can create, will deploy VMs. Where we can deploy, we can connect in one place, US East 1B, and two VMs will create, will see the communication through the ping command. Okay, and 1C. If you deploy, if you see, I will log in inside this virtual machine, inside this data center. I will create one VM, maybe EC2, maybe first VM and this second VM. For this one to communicate these two, how we can do that, we will see that part. These are all the steps of the VPC in AWS. Please try to understand. Once if you are good this one, it's very easy to create VPC in AWS. Okay, and how we can do the customization means, you can select your own IP address. As I said, IP address you are giving and subnet you are giving, this you can customize your own. Okay, you don't want, you can use a default VPC, it will give you the AWS by default. If you want to deploy your secure application, no one can enter into your VPC, then you can customize and you can create your own VPC. These are subnets. And configuring the routing tables. When you create the VPC, this routing table will be created by automatically. You need to use and you need to add your subnets. And the network gateway, I said, is a router. You need to configure if any VM want to communicate this part. Okay, in the next tutorial I will explain, I will show you the demo how to create the VPC in AWS. Thank you guys. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you guys.